Guru Nation, welcome back to another episode of Random Musings from the Clinical Trials Guru Instagram Live. Welcome to watching this live. How's everybody doing? We've been talking a lot about AI, about technology. Hello, everybody on here. So put your questions there in the Instagram if you want us to talk about or answer your questions. Anything clinical research related, bring them on. Because Chris and I have no clue what's going on with the CRC Academy. I mean, I have more of a clue.
I wouldn't say no, but little.
I have more of a clue than you. But this girl right here, Monica, okay, she's running the show with CRC Academy. So, you know, we're just going to analyze the business and see how it's going. We're all business partners on this thing, but there's only one who knows what's going on. So, Monica, what's the update? What do you have for us?
Well, I think it's going great. We're learning a lot in the process, obviously, and improving. And I'm very happy about the results of the initial class.
Okay.
And not just me, but the students are, which is the proof that it's actually it's a good class. We don't teach anything that is like filters or electives.
I like that.
Yeah.
There's no electives.
There's no
course.
electives. No. You know, and when you're in college, they make you take these electives basically as an excuse to allow the university to bill you more. You don't need this for your major. Like when I did molecular biology, I took Greek architecture. I think I went to 3 classes, barely passed. You have to memorize what the ceiling is. Is it Corinthian? Is it Ionic?
Pointless.
They make you take it to graduate.
Right.
And so what Monica's saying is in our CRC Academy, which is the future of education.
Very focused.
Yes.
It's very focused. The future of education is... I listened to a podcast the other day, and they're saying, I mean, we're not alone on this. This kind of self-education outside of university systems is growing into a multi-billion-dollar industry.
Oh, absolutely.
Year over year.
Yeah.
And it's done not by academics who are the ones dominating the university scene now, because here's the thing about academics. Most academics are not doers. So now it's shifting into the ones who actually are doing the work are teaching it.
It's the experience.
It's no longer theory. So what Monica's saying is there's no BS classes we throw in there to charge you more.
Right.
Everything we put in the CRC Academy and CRA Academy is necessary. So explain that more. What is necessary? Tell them what's necessary.
So every single thing in the CRC Academy is necessary. Every single word and everything was done in a way that you're going to be applying everything since day one. If you are part of a clinic, or if you're going to be working in a clinic, you will know that you will remember. Oh yes, I saw this in class, and every single thing is applied. So I mean, you're not wasting your time, not even 1 minute.
What is necessary? Explain. What is necessary to be a coordinator? Top 5 in your opinion.
Okay, so what happened is our class is for generalists. So we're teaching you from A to Z, right?
That's good.
And
Monica, this is good.
And then
goes along with what Dan preaches.
Yeah. So what
good.
happened is that people learn, for example, regulatory essentials. That is very important. You learn how to read the protocol. You learn what inclusion and exclusion is, how to do a screening, how to develop source document from zero. You learn how to apply for studies. For example, if you work in a new facility or you're building your own, you will learn how to get the study, how to apply from zero again. So send the message to the sponsor, how to do all the documentation, the times, everything. Because even in the final project, we don't do final exam, we do final project. So you apply everything.
Chris, did you know this? So let's talk.
I'm very proud about that.
I've seen this. I know a little more than you.
So we assume that you're going to be responsible for every detail at the clinic, right? That's what we're teaching.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Every single detail.
We're creating a
So-
generation of generalists.
Exactly.
This is what we're doing.
And they can choose, so they can actually run the whole show, or they can, or if they want to become a specialist in any area, they can do it. But they are like Dan says, a multi-specialist. They
Yes.
know everything.
Well, and it ranges for what coordinators are responsible
Exactly.
for it from every clinic. Right?
Exactly.
So,
Uh-huh. And like I mentioned, if you want to run your own clinic, you will be able with this class
Sure.
too.
so final project.
Exactly. And then final project, I'm very, very, very proud of that, because what happened is we created all the documents for every single step of the process of getting the study, then the site selection visit, site initiation visit, and all the documentation that comes with it. So you're going to be filling up the IRB form. You're going to be following all
I
the
kind of remember you
letters,
saying this.
and I'll send. We send the checklist.
It's like a real thing that
Yeah,
you
no, that's a
did.
good idea.
And you do it in the exact
Yeah.
same time as you will do it in real life. So you get the CDA. You have to send it signed between the following 2-3 days.
Some of our clients
Then-
can benefit from this.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Timeliness is important.
Very important. You will lose
Exactly,
studies. You will
because-
lose studies if you don't check your email and
Exact-
return your CPAs
Exactly,
and
because
surveys in a timely fashion.
what happened is, remember that you're competing with the whole country to get that study. So if you don't do it, if you don't do it quickly, then guess what?
Yeah,
You
they're
can
only-
lose the opportunity.
They're only taking so many respondents.
Exactly. So we do this final project is with timing period, and then so that way the students get to know exactly why is that important and why they are doing it, and they get trained on that.
Excellent.
And then also the opportunity to come and do a few days, a 5 days internship.
So I have a few questions because
Yes.
not often, but occasionally I talk to people that are interested in the academy, the CRC Academy, and I honestly don't know the answers to some of their questions. So let me ask you.
Okay.
So, is there weekly homework?
Some weeks have homeworks, not all of the weeks have
Is there any
homeworks.
quizzes?
No.
Okay, so
No, because what
There's-
happened is they are very busy already with the homeworks and with the stuff that they are learning. Because this class is actually like a fast forward for clinical research
Sure.
coordinators.
so they have the modules they review, and then I think it's typically on Fridays.
Yes,
And that's going to
Let me know
change the time,
questions
right?
in
For
the
Fridays,
comments.
it may be this time or that
Answering
time.
questions
Yeah.
on a research.
So I
right
won't give
now.
definitive times when they ask, but Fridays there's the webinar to ask questions.
Yes.
And then there's the modules that are covered each week.
exactly.
And every once in a while there's homework, or is it just homework at the end?
Okay, the homework they can turn it at the same time they are doing it, but they have time to do
The
it
project.
until the end.
Okay,
Yeah.
the project.
Uh-huh,
Okay,
with
so
the
they can start
project.
working on that right away.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's an involved project, so there's a lot to do there.
And actually, part of the assignments are part of the final project. So I highly recommend people to start doing it since the beginning, so that
Okay.
way at the end they're not
Sure.
going to be all packed with all
Overwhelmed.
this stuff. Exactly.
Now, success stories. Okay, we just interviewed the people from from Deep 6 AI, and the marketing person was talking about success stories. This is what marketers do. So we have so many success stories, just
yes.
from what I hear from you. And Chris, there is this. I recorded the replay. We record every replay, but the replay for week 12, I think,
Yeah.
of our first class. And Monica, I don't know how much she paid them or what. Every comment, every person that talked is like loving Monica.
Good,
All of them.
good.
So, do we have success stories yet from that first
Yeah.
class?
I mean,
What's going on?
Obviously, what we have students from the kind of the pilot. How you say the pilot this
program,
year.
our
Yeah.
first
So-
inaugural class.
So they were. We have 3 success stories. I mean, right now, because some of them is still. I mean, some of them we're still finishing the class, but I believe the other students are going to get a job super quickly, because we would receive every day messages asking for study coordinators. But right now, we have 3 students that are already working, and they keep on telling us that they every day apply everything they learn
Very nice.
in the class, and they actually excited. Hey, I did it! I used this from this class, from this module, and I mean, so.
And they will always have access to this material. So
Yes.
even once they're employed, they have questions about a certain topic, they can go back and review it, right?
Yes.
Classes now. What's the biggest misconception that people think of study coordinator? And then what, like for CRA, it's probably that there will be a CRA immediately is probably the biggest misconception. But what's the biggest misconception for future coordinator?
I think the biggest misconception is that people think it's like it's like an entry level that they have, like is the lowest position, and I don't think it is. It's actually very important, and it's going to turn more important in the future with all these digital clinical trials.
Virtual
So-
trials. We just did a bunch of way too many interviews on virtual trials and artificial intelligence today.
So, I mean, and then the study coordinator can pretty much become anything in the pharmaceutical industry, because if they want to become site owners, they will be able to do it. If they want to become CRAs, they will be able to do it. If they want to do project management, also, I mean, you name it.
What's the hardest thing for research naive people to learn in research?
The hardest thing, I believe, they get confused with all the acronyms, and also with all the because, for example, the site, and then the CRO, then the sponsor, then the pharmaceutical company, then
the hierarchy.
the hierarchy. Yeah, that's what they get confused a lot. And also with so many acronyms, because I guess one of the industries that has more acronyms is us.
I would like to add one thing though to something you said. This is my opinion. The best CRAs were once a coordinator. At some point in their research career, they were a coordinator.
I agree.
Those are the best CRAs, without a doubt.
Yeah, I agree, and then I think the CROs or the sponsors should train or give their staff more involvement with the sites, so they actually understand how it works in this site. Because a lot of people in the CRO area or level, they don't understand really well or quite well how sites work, and that's why sometimes I guess they misunderstand and have these crazy ideas about the sites. Like, for example, they don't really understand how the sites sometimes do recruitment, or how the actual work environment is. But I think the CROs need more information about sites to have better communication, to have better understanding.
The disconnect between sponsors and who design these studies and the sites who see the patients is, and somebody said coordinators make the best site owners as well. Do you agree? Chris, Monica, do you agree? Coordinators make the best
100%.
site owners.
I don't know if that's
Thank you.
necessarily true, but they're certainly in the top three. Like a PI oftentimes makes a good site owner as well.
But depending on the perspective, maybe
Sure.
in the business perspective, no, but in the logistics, they will.
Yeah, I
They
guess
will
that's
be very
a
good.
good argument.
So yeah, I was saying there's a disconnect between the sponsors and then the sites. A huge disconnect. I mean, even people that have been in the industry for like decades, if they haven't worked at the site level, they have almost no idea of the realities of research. Chris and I see this all the time in our Site
without a
Owner
doubt.
Academy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Speaking of site owners, we have a Site Owner Academy, and a lot of our site owners now in that academy are former CRAs, some of them current CRAs. And you'd be amazed at the questions they ask. I mean, it's like, were you not a CRA for 20 years? How do you not know this?
Yep.
But you'd be amazed, because what do we always say? They have their blinders on, okay? CRAs have their blinders on, and so when they get to the site, they're just trying to complete their report. They're not trying to think outside the box. And when you're a site owner, and oftentimes a coordinator, the best coordinators think outside the box, right? They're not trying to complete a report, because that's the end task for a CRA. But for a site, there's no such thing as that. It's source documentation. It's all kinds of other stuff like that. So, closing thoughts. What do you think? Do you have any more questions for Monica you want to ask?
No, I think I need to learn everything I needed to learn. Monica enlightened me on. So, other than how do you say focus?
Focus.
Oh, very good.
Monica did it.
Don't teach me.
Agreed. Somebody agreed with you guys. Well, thank you, everybody. We're gonna go live again because we're about to shoot again right now. So don't go anywhere. But I won't end this. We'll keep it going. But thank you guys on YouTube for watching, and then thank you, Monica and Chris. And we're starting the second class now. March 6th, CRC Academy, and now it's going on every month. So thank you very much, and you and I will get on 1 or 2 classes too, and just like talk.
Sure.
All right.